now a fishing legend in his own mind, Rick Jordan.
Good morning. Who played Opie in that Andy Griffith?
Ron Howard.
I am Ron Howard today.
Okay. Little Opie.
I'm Opie. Yeah,
all right.
Opie.
Very good.
Russ Francisco kicks things off on the Friday Fishing Frenzy, or Outdoor Frenzy. We got to change to that because, doggone it, Russ, fishing season is closing up.
Yeah, it is. That's okay. We're doing fine. We'll continue to get ready for the next season, and yeah, it's fine.
I have to say, in my opinion, between my boys and I, this is one of the best fishing seasons I've had.
Yeah, I think so. It was real good. It was weather was good. I mean, everything was pretty good. So I don't know. We're excited about that. Had a good one.
Yep. Now we have to put everything away, garages or storage. Can we talk a little bit about how to do it the right way, Russ?
Yeah. So we should be doing right now, because it's still sort of nice. People will come and go as they fish, as they go fishing. Stabilize your fuel, change your lower unit lube. It's good to change the four-stroke oil this time of the year if you can get away with it. But if you can't, at least do the other two things and then put it away pretty good and make sure there's no water in that lower unit and make sure your fuel is stabilized. Use a stabilizer that has the fogging oil built in. It says right on the bottles, and that'll coat all the parts and stuff so you don't have to fog the engine. So it's nice.
If you can, before that last fishing trip, you do it in the driveway or at the boat landing. Put the boat in the water, drive around for whatever time, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, you got her done, and that's a good way to do it. And then what you do is you put it away and make sure the batteries are charged up. Disconnect the wires from the battery so they don't discharge. Even when you turn everything off and take the electronics off, the wiring discharges the battery. So it's a good way to do it. And one of the ways I like to do is I like to take the terminals, the positive ones, and for sure, but I usually take them both off, and then I put a wire tie through them so that they're all grouped up. So when you put them back on in the spring, you're not saying what went where here.
Make a map.
Yep.
Or at the very least, say plus or minus on those things. But sometimes if you got 24-volt system, it matters how you hook them up again.
Yeah, for sure, and that's why you want to keep them marked and so you know exactly what you're doing. So that's it, and that's pretty simple. And then in the spring, when it comes time to put it back in, just charge everything up, hook everything up, and go again. So it makes it simple. Yeah,
and if you're a klutz at it, like we usually are when we first do it, you might be able to take it to a proper marine mechanic and have them do it. It'll cost you a few bucks.
Yeah, well, but it gets done right. And if you really want it done right, that's a good way to go. If you don't know how, and a lot of times you might even have a friend that knows how, and they'll teach you how to do it. But that's the game plan. That's what we're doing.
How was the fishing season overall? What your opinion?
Oh, it was good. We had a very good summer season. It was once it started. It was in the rain quit. It was really long. It was a good long season. So we had a good time with it, and it hasn't stopped. It's still going. So and we're only 2 weeks away. So a little more than 2 weeks away from lake trout season opening in the Big Lake again, and we haven't had a freeze yet. So it's a very, very weird year.
A couple of frosts is about all we've had it up there by Island Lake, so it's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. No, not much at all. Some good deals at Marine General.
Well, we're getting ready for Black Friday, and so we're still got plenty of summer stuff up. But if you haven't been to marinegeneral.com, you should. We're going to start to put them on there, and then sign up for our emails because they'll appear there first. So right now we've got ice fishing reels. We've got $59 ice fishing reels for $30. I've got I've got all kinds of hats, boots, gloves, and mitts, all 20% off. If you're looking for a really nice high-end fish finder, I've got Lowrance 10-inch Pro screens, brand new ones that came out this year. Yeah. They're $2,700 for $1,500. Don't ask me how this is all happening, but it all came at once. We've got kids rods reel combos for $15. We've got $50 rod and reel combos for $25. We've got $120 combos for $50. There's just all kinds of deals out there, so we're grabbing them, and we'll keep people posted and tell them what we're up to.
Beautiful. Hours at Marine General?
9 to 6 Monday through Saturday, 9 to 3 on Sunday, marinegeneral.com all the time. If you have any questions, call 800-777-8557. We ship every day.
Attaboy. Thank you, Russ. See you at the next show. And I think there is one before, when is it? Before January or so? Russ was talking about kids' fishing reels. Excuse me. I caught a fishing reel where the river, Cloquet River, comes into Island Lake.
You caught the reel.
Yeah, I was using a minnow. And
so reels are biting on minnows this time of year,
I guess so. I snagged it and brought it up, and it was
wow,
pink and blue, about 3 feet long.
All right.
And it had a cute little lure Rapala thing on it.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I sure don't need this anymore. So when we landed back at the Abbott Road landing, I put it up on the danger sign or the caution sign.
There you go.
And it was gone the next day.
Well, I would hope so.
I hope the right person got it.
Yeah. And next time, hang on to the thing when you catch a fish.
Well, when you're 3 feet tall.
Yeah, I suppose.
Things go quick. Oh, Dad, there.
All right, we'll be back. More of the morning show with Rick Jordan and the Friday Frenzy right after this.
The Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
924 or so?
What's that?
924.
923 now.
Oh,
Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug.
Chug-a-lug. Oh.
You know, it makes you want to holler Heidi-ho.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Heidi-ho.
Pat Kukul, I apologize for that song.
I think Pat's... Oh, I didn't turn Pat on.
Chug-a-lug. Well, there's a little chug-a-lugging going on in the shacks around Minnesota and Wisconsin now.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm over the chug-a-lug now.
Oh, you remember the song, though?
Oh, of course I do. Heck, I remember Beethoven's Fifth. I'm so old.
Oh. Well, I was in high school when that came out. You must have been junior high.
Yeah. See, we didn't have a junior high where I grew up. Grades 1 through 8 went to the same school.
That's cruel.
Cool is right, and then the rest of it was it was a little different deal. We didn't have a kindergarten either.
Really? What?
No kindergarten. I didn't know what kindergarten was.
What? Where was this? What school?
Benoit, in Benoit, Wisconsin, and that school still stands, and it's now a community center.
You ran out of kids.
Yeah, we ran out of kids. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You got it.
Well, let's see now. Deer season in Minnesota is wrapping up. How did it go? What have you heard?
I haven't heard a whole lot, and I don't think, so I can't. I heard from the northern part, and it didn't go too well.
Yeah.
Around them. I haven't looked at the other numbers because there is one whole big state involved there. We'll usually have some Minnesota hunters coming over and getting some non-resident licenses. That's when I get the story. Wisconsin is next Saturday, and oh, my God, this weather is wonderful, but we're supposed to get some snow. In fact, I'm going out today to work on my deer stand. So I just really, I'm looking, of course I'm looking forward to it. But we do probably have maybe a better herd in northern Wisconsin than we do in northern Minnesota. So, yeah, and we have more farmland. That might have something to do with it, and I won't say the W word. But so we've got it, and we're looking forward to it, and we get a lot of questions and we're here to answer them for the most part. And a lot of it has to do now with, there's a lot of people using solid copper ammunition. And that's kind of been growing,
What's the advantage? Is there an advantage?
Well, the penetration of it is better sometimes, and not here. Sometimes you're always looking over your shoulder with this. People don't like lead, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I think for the hunting around here, I've been shooting copper for years and years and years. Not because I was worried about anything, because it performs better in my gun, and most of my shots are quite close. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing to be afraid of in copper. I see more and more Winchesters, especially, they're slowly getting rid of some of their lines of ammunition and then changing them over to copper. When you're done shooting for the season, though, when you go to clean that gun, and I hope you do, Hoppy's number 9 doesn't cut it. Okay.
What?
I got nothing. I know. I got nothing against it, but you need to look for a copper solvent. You really do, and so that makes that. And there's a lot of it out there. If you don't feel like doing that, we will be more than happy to do your gun cleaning for you. But just be aware, some of the you can use Hoppies when you're done if you like the smell.
I love the smell, yeah.
I know my mother-in-law did too. She loved the smell of it.
First time that I ever smelled it, to be very honest, was her dad. My wife's dad had been duck hunting, I guess, somewhere west of here. I forget the town, but he came down to the basement and he said, "Give me a hand here." All of a sudden, he's got this shotgun in like 6 pieces, and the odor was like, it was erotic. I know. It's like my mother-in-law just loved the smell of Hoppies number 9, so that's okay. But it's it's grown that cleaning industry. I mean, there's so many cleaning solvents now, but and basically it's just different labels. But it does make a difference. Copper, even in shotgun, when you're shooting shotgun, that wad is made out of plastic and it does leave residue. Yep.
So you need to look carefully and get that residue out of there too. So, and as long as I'm talking about cleaning things, I've said this 100 times because we had to take another choke tube out of a gun yesterday and force it out. Lubricate those choke tubes, please.
With what?
Any type of grease you got, but they make these handy-dandy little guns that, heavier grease is what I prefer. If you don't have that, at least put oil on them. But yeah, we managed to save the barrel, but we didn't save the choke tube. So it's a simple little precaution. Yeah, that works.
Well, I'm a little surprised because the tubes that I've seen at the shack, boy, they just slip right off.
Well,
or unscrew.
Maybe somebody, and just lubricate. You don't know what happens over winter. It doesn't take much. That powder cleans up. On another entirely different note.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a lot of gun safes, and now Browning has got a nice little rebate going from now to the end of the year on all of them. $50, $100, $150 off, depending. So just thought I'd throw that in when I was talking about winter and storing your firearms.
Good idea. You've also got clothes, too. Wisconsin hunters who need to get orange. Get going. And
we don't. I tell you what I'm doing right now. If you got some young ones coming up, 50% on all of my youth camo clothing. So, and I have quite a bit of it. So, if you got some young ones at home, I got some really good deals on youth camo right now.
Okay. Anything else? We got a minute.
I do. Smith & Wesson, on their wheel guns, all of their revolvers, on all the frames, they've got some rebates going from $50 to $150 off, which is nice. And we've got, we've got still a really good selection of used shotguns and used handguns. We usually do have, but it's just a real varied, really nice selection of them. And of course, we've got our Vortex scopes. We're selling so many of them because they have such wonderful support. We also have Loophole scopes too, and other brands. But it's tough to beat that Vortex warranty.
Okay, all of these and more found at Superior Shooter Supply. Location, please.
We're right on the corner of Ogden and Winter and Superior. Can't miss us.
I was going to say lots of parking too, and the hours.
Well, yep. 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday.
Well, you got a week to get that gun clean, Pat.
Yes, sir.
And then
I'll do it.
Go get him. Thank you.
I will. You bet.
We'll take a break and see what Johnny is up to. We missed him last week. I got a hunch he was busy cleaning deer. Let's see if we can find him today.
You're listening to The Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
Beach Boys.
We come on this loop, John.
Yep.
I'm going to say that we had on beautiful Rice Lake Road this morning as sun was coming up, blinding us. A little bit of ice, a little bit of frost.
Yeah. There's some fog around, too. Did you get the fog? Or
In my vision today, everything's fog, so I'm going to defer that.
Okay.
Johnny, you got fog up your way?
We had it this morning at 5 o'clock, but fog's burnt off now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunny.
Good. Sunny skies then. Go for it. Get outside, have some fun. It's actually a beautiful day, right?
Oh, yes. It's fantastic out there.
So we hung up our fishing rods this past weekend, John.
Yep. And everyone traded them in for their rifles, and I got a cooler full of deer that I've been cutting on for this whole last week.
I kind of figured that because we called you last week at this time, and there was no answer.
Yeah, I was in between some archery customers and taking in some deer, and then I came back and saw my phone and said, missed call, and I'm like, dang it, that's a call I can't miss.
Yeah, well, we made fun of you.
Good, all right.
You've been busy. How many deer have you put up, to use a safe word?
I believe we're at just over 130 dropped off since last Saturday, and of that, I think we got about 75 of them cut.
Wow. And you're doing this alone? All alone by yourself?
Nope. I've been having some people come in and do some skinning and quartering for me, but I've been doing all of the cutting, and Kathy and my father have been tag teaming running the vacuum packer. So
I can't see Kathy doing that.
Bit of help.
I can't see Kathy doing that.
Well, you come on by. You can watch her do it all day. Huh. She's quite the rapper.
A rapper?
Rapper, yeah.
With a W.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Yeah. So
vacuum sealer.
What's her name?
I said vacuum sealer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vacuum.
All right. Well, fishing season pretty much is over, although today looks pretty nice. Sunny and very
Yes, and Kathy did sell minnows to about 4 different people this morning on their way up to probably Boulder and Fish Lake are still getting some action.
Yeah,
there's no ice out there yet.
There's no ice, and the put-ins are in good shape.
Yeah. Yeah, docks are pulled, but a guy with a little bit of skill can still get his boat in and out of the water without getting too wet.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
There you go.
And we used Abbott Road last week, I believe.
Nice.
And
you got some fish?
Did we get fish? Yeah, I think we did. Smallish. But this season, I have to be honest, Island Lake for my son and I, and we did just about every weekend, we caught some beautiful walleyes. Large, northerns, which we almost thought we were getting a muskie.
Yeah, no, those the slots are working, and that lake is turning around, and I'm liking it.
Yeah, a lot of people are. It can get very, very, very busy, but it's a big lake.
Yep. Yeah, we're blessed with quite a few good lakes around.
Yeah, we sure are. We can go all the way up to, pretty near the next county and still be in the Duluth area. Well, archery season, I know you're practicing that because I've seen a lot of people there at night.
Right. Monday nights we've had the Courage Center come in, and they've been filling the place up. So when you drive by on a Monday, you'll see the parking lot just jammed, and we like that. But the rest of the week, archery is pretty under control. But we do have our archery league starting up in first Monday in December, and so we're just getting the league sign-up sheets going, and for people that want to have a fun winter sport, that will be available now.
This is for rookies also? You'll teach us how to do it?
Especially rookies. We love getting brand new shooters in the leagues, and they're the ones that are having the most fun. And those are the ones, of course, that have all the improvement, because when you're starting from nothing and then you're shooting for 16 weeks, you end up with a lot of improvement.
Good. What are your hours for first archery and then the shop?
Archery opens up every morning at 9. Bait shop opens up at 6. Close them both down together at 8 and 7 on Sundays.
Johnny Charlstrom, keep a tight line. Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Hey, Dave, I got to do an archery story.
Oh, all right.
In college, you had to take a little bit of Phi Ed classes.
Oh, sure.
So I did not take basketball, despite the last name being Jordan.
Yeah, you went the archery route?
Went the archery route. And the instructor, and I'm putting air quotes around him, he was also the basketball coach and did our sports at the radio station.
Okay, sure.
So he looked over there and he saw me and another guy named Ray. He said, "Oh, no. You guys got automatic A's, but you got to show up anyway." Okay. So
he wasn't too enthused about doing the archery thing.
No. He was a basketball coach.
Yeah, I got you.
Great big guy. So we had to do a test at the end. Mm-hmm. And you stand at this line and you shoot 4 arrows at that target, that round circly thing. So the first one I pulled back, and I pulled it back as far as I could, and I let her fly. It came off the bow properly,
right?
But I had aimed too low, and it hit we're inside. It hit the floor.
Oh, no.
And then bounced up and hit the bullseye.
Oh, really? Good job. You get extra points for that.
Well, I got an A.
All right. Way to go.
And we'll take a break and see if I can get another one.
You're listening to The Fishing Frenzy with Rick Jordan.
I'm a traveling man.
Ricky, rockin' Ricky Nelson. All right.
My wife was, I think the only reason she dated me was because of my first name. She was a huge fan of Ricky Nelson.
Okay, well, a lot of people were.
And we look alike.
Yeah, well, of course.
He's a little older, though. Speaking of Superior, Dave Miller joins us on the Frenzy. Good morning, Dave.
Oh, good morning, Rick. Good morning, Dave. And good morning, everybody.
Nice to hear your voice.
Well, it's always better to be heard and seen than viewed, right?
True enough. That's why it's radio. Thank you. This is a busy time for you guys. You got hunting seasons in Wisconsin now.
Oh, yeah, it's coming up pretty quick here. And I'll tell you, we've been really busy getting Minnesota hunters ready to go, and now the Wisconsin hunters. You know, I haven't checked to see how we're doing on licenses this year compared to last year, and of course with the online and all the other things. You know, in the old days, the line used to go from out the door and around the corner of the block with people especially the Friday, waiting to get their licenses, and that doesn't happen anymore. And it's much nicer because people have more time to get stuff figured out.
Well, I know Minnesota is available online for fishing. I don't know about for hunting, and I don't know about Wisconsin.
You know, I have to be honest with you, I don't know either. Yeah. But I have people that know, and having people that know is really good.
That's why Dave Strandberg's keeping track of me.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows.
I know nothing, I see nothing.
I just sit here and say, Dave, take it away. No, I know that you're busy because I have seen your bags here and there at other stores, by the way.
Well, that's always a good thing. That's a very good thing. And yesterday I was out in Iron River for a couple hours, and of course, I walked down to the lake, pulled the thermometer out of the water, 48 degrees.
48. That's what Island Lake was last Saturday.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, it's going to be a little while before the ice fishermen get out there and get going. But it was kind of interesting to see that middle of November and the water's still soft and still quite a ways from getting hard. So.
How's the level? You got enough water?
Yeah, our lake stays generally within an inch. It's got a dam at the end that was built back in the old days for a sluiceway for the loggers, and that's been kind of improved over the years. But short of a beaver making a dam at the end there, it stays pretty close. So.
Beaver. We got him on our little lake too. What does your lake spill into?
It goes into the White River. There's a bunch of branches of the White River that ends up into the Bad River and ends up into Lake Superior.
Oh, it flows that way.
Yeah, yep. It flows north, I guess, ultimately into Lake Superior, and then it'd be a long shot to take a boat all the way from the dock to Finland, but it'd be a good try.
I think it's rare to have lakes and rivers flowing north. We don't have a lot of them in this country.
Yeah, and I guess I would say in some respects it probably flows more east than north,
okay.
but it's and it flows through like the Big Bibbin Swamp but there are a lot of branches. I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a bunch of branches of the White River, and it's some beautiful, beautiful country down there. Yeah, parts of it. Yep, and in fact, pretty remote canoeable, and you got to be aware of snags and
sure.
What do they call them when you can't quite fit under them?
Problem.
Yeah, problem. That's right. But right now back at the store, it's trying to get people warm, and get them set up to keep warm, and whether like for the hunters going out there, whether it's the long underwear and the layers that go on, and layers are really good because you can put them on, take them off as the day progresses. It's like going into the stands, going in kind of light, and then when you get in there, getting stuff on that'll keep you warmer, and it all depends on the weather here too. I wish that for the Minnesota hunters we were seeing a little more track and snow and a little colder weather, but it's not bad to be outdoors no matter what you're doing.
Well, I hear we're due for something midweek, but Dave Strandberg, is it snow or just rain?
They don't know yet. Could be snow, could be rain, could be a combination of the two, or we could miss out altogether.
And they call that a forecast, huh?
Yeah. Won't know till Monday where it's going to go.
Okay. Well, Millsy, what are your hours at Northwest Outlet Superior?
Well, we're open Monday through Friday, 9 until 7 until Christmas. Saturday, 9 to 5:30. We're closed on Sundays. And, folks, whatever you need for the outdoors, for staying warm, for getting out and having fun, come check us out. And everybody have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody.
9:48 at KDAL. Honolulu is 5:48.
Okay. Why did we need to know that?
I don't know. My phone said.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm in Hawaii.
All right.
Matt King, you're in Duluth or Hermantown, or where the heck are you?
Pike Lake.
Pike Lake. Of course you are. In fact, you really are. You can just about see it from your store.
Yeah, it's close for sure. Yeah.
All right, give us a story. Have you been fishing?
I haven't.
Have you been hunting?
I've been bow hunting for 2 weeks now, and I haven't succeeded yet, but that's because I've been pretty picky. And I'm seeing some deer. It slowed down a little bit. Last weekend was really busy. The last couple days, it's a little bit better. But I'm still after the big one.
Got a neighbor who said Well, they got a shack somewhere north of here, and he told me, he said, I see more deer in my yard than I see while I'm hunting.
Yeah.
Isn't that normal?
Yeah, there's definitely, it's not like it was back in the early 2000s where there was just abundance of deer. We had a little better winter last year, but that takes several years of nice weather like that to build them back up.
Yeah. Well, you've been out. Have you seen young deer?
Yeah, actually this morning I saw 2 fawns. And yeah, I've been seeing quite a few young deer and young bucks, and yeah, there's a decent amount. I mean, it is what it is. We've had some hard winters over the last 5-10 years, and that's what's going to happen. So that's the cycle, right? So it'll come back up, eventually here, and but we're happy. The buck contest, I think we've weighed in like 12 deer for the buck contest right now. The leader is at 237 pounds. That's a big one. I weighed that one myself, and that was a big buck.
Where did you get details? Where did it come from?
Somewhere up the North Shore. That's all I know. Okay. I don't know how far or anything, but yeah, it was big. 2 of us were out there for that one because it was a big boy, that's for sure. And then it drops down to 190. There's a couple at 190, and then I think all the way down to 10th place. I think 10th place is probably 150-ish range, somewhere in that range. But yeah, we've been, people have been bringing deer in, and we still got a little over a week to go, and they'll keep bringing them in and see who the big contest winners are.
Have you developed a pattern to when you talk to these people that bring them in? You ask them where they shot it?
Some of us tell us, but a lot of them are coming from, just outside of the Duluth area. And your area is just outside within, I would say, 15 miles. But there's been a few others that have come from a ways away too, and so, but I think, there's more deer the closer you stay towards town. But, there's some areas down south too. You go down towards like, Barnum and Cromwell and, down there, and there's some areas down there, Carlton, where there's some pretty good amount of deer too still. And we get deer from down there too. And the hide drop-off box, the MDHA dropped a box off, and that's getting filled up. I think they're going to empty that today, and season's been going fairly good. I mean, you can't complain about the weather because you shouldn't have been cold out there, I'll tell you that.
No, it's been beautiful. In fact, the fishing was pretty okay too during this time.
Yeah, I mean, anything you want to do still outdoors is, I mean, the weather's great. You can't beat the upper 40s, no wind the last few days. I mean, that's nice weather for, we're talking mid-November now.
Yep.
I mean, we can't complain about that at all. It looks like next week, about a week from now, we may start to develop some hard water on these lakes.
Well, it certainly is due. We're not going to get through this without ice.
No, and we want good ice season for not just for me, for the resorts, for the the guides, just everybody, so people can get out and use all their equipment and enjoy the winter, and that's what we have up here. We've got snowmobiling, we've got ice fishing, we've got cross country skiing, all that stuff. So we want that good for everyone. Everyone's had a tough last couple of years, and when you're running a business that thrives on that outdoor stuff, it's hard to maintain when you don't have a good winter. So we're all hopeful of a good winter, and we'll get that going. Speaking of that, next month we've got the Arrowhead Ice Show. I think it's the 13th, 14th, 15th, down at the deck there, and that's always always a good event. We'll be down there among many others, and come on down and take advantage of some deals and get ready for the ice season.
Not sure, but the Frenzy may end up down there too for a little bit. I got to tell you, no, I better not. Never mind.
Well, we'll talk another time, I guess, about that.
Yeah, if I can remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, if you're down there, hit me up and we'll do. Maybe have a little conversation down there.
We usually get to that and broadcast, but I'm not sure the times if the boss has got that set up yet. But
yeah,
I'm game for it. If you are, you were there last year and we chatted for an hour or so.
Yeah, it was a great time, absolutely, and it's a fun time down there, seeing all the people talking about ice fishing and just we'll have other stuff too. We're selling outdoor clothing now, winter jackets and snow pants and stuff like that for men and women, and hats, and I got some great deals on some electric vests and stuff which I got at the store right now, and things like that, and we'll have everything for ice fishing. And outdoor, and there's some Christmas gifts, great Christmas gifts to be had down there too.
Absolutely. We got about a minute left here. When we are fishing out of our boat and it's 80 degrees outside and the water's near 70, we use this size minnow. When we go ice fishing, do we go smaller minnows, larger minnows? What do you think?
No, I think you're in that same realm of but a lot of times for walleyes, I'd say, unless the guys are dead sticking, they're using only a head or a tail of the minnow on a jig a lot, because you're moving that jig and it's active, and you already got the jig presentation, and you're just putting that head or that tail of that minnow on there for some good fresh scent. So, but when guys are dead sticking, things like that, or after pike too and everything, I'm seeing that really the same size minnow.
Okay.
Maybe crappies I see a little bit smaller, because generally a lot of guys in the open water will use chubs. I use chubs for crappies in the open water, but in the wintertime, I do switch to a smaller minnow, a crappie minnow. So that would be one, I think, the panfish you'd go, generally, I think people do size down a little bit.
I've got some secret spots in the lakes that I fish in the summertime. Do those work in the wintertime?
Well, it depends. I mean, generally in a lot of lakes, if you're talking panfish, the panfish usually go deeper. Walleye fishing, though, generally those fish will come up on those humps and reefs and drops right before dark. That's what we fish a lot. We'll be coming out of 20 feet of water, and we'll be up on that shelf of, say, 15 all the way up to about 9 or 8, right in there. But we like to see a nice drop in there, and those fish come right up off that drop, and they cruise those edges of those weed lines, too. And that's what we look for the walleyes. So, yeah.
Thank you. That was good information. Hey, thank you very much, Matt King, Fisherman's Corner. I was going to ask you the hours, but I just ran out of time.
Yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you very much. Dave,
Thanks.
My watch is actually the wrong time.
Oh, no. That's right. You're on Hawaiian time.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
No, I'm 5 minutes before 10, and it's 10 o'clock.
You've got about 20 seconds left here.
Thanks.
All right.
And I'm glad you're feeling better.
Rick will be back on Friday, and we got the Best of Bruce Siskey show coming up after news.